Hey there guys, Electric Miltank here, and today we're starting a new series called Best in Class, where we look at certain video game genres and look at the aspects of these genres and decide which games do them best, which games do them worst, and also which games do some good and do some bad. So today's genre is MMO, a pretty popular one. And the game I'm going to be talking about is a small, free-to-play indie game called Realm. Now don't take this as me saying that Realm of the Mad God is some amazing, perfect, beautiful game, because trust me, it has its problems. A lot of things that people argue is kind of, once again, the simplicity. You have a basic character. Level 20 is the maximum level. Once you get to level 20, you get fame bonus. You can buy things with fame, and you gotta reach level 20 to unlock new classes. It's a pretty basic system, and even though it does work, lots of people argue that it's too simple for the genre. Another point is the fact that dying is a pretty big deal in this game, because what happens when you die is your character gets reverted back to level 1, and it takes quite a while to level up in the first place. So I've died at level 19 before, one level before level 20, the highest level, and had to restart at level 1, which I can tell you from experience, it's not fun. But here's where the big issue comes in with this whole death thing. There's a button you can press, and it transports you back to the Nexus, which is basically a safe place where you can't die and you get healed and you're safe. But the problem is when you click the Nexus button, everything around you freezes, the screen goes black, it loads, and then you go back to the Nexus. The key here is when everything freezes, it seems like it's freezing, but it's just your character stopping. Everything's still going on around you. So if you're at low health and you got one more hit left and you click Nexus right before an enemy shot's about to hit you, you think you're fine. But what would actually happen is, in that second, it could still hit you and kill you even though you already clicked the Nexus button, which is, it's a big issue, and it's not kind of a lag thing. It happens no matter how fast your internet is, no matter how fast your computer is. It's part of the game, and it's a big issue. Now, a lot of the time won't affect anybody, but in those circumstances, you'll notice, especially when you're fighting a boss that shoots missiles that do 200 damage each. That's when it's really noticeable. But besides that, the rest of the mechanics in Realm of the Mad God work really well together, like most MMOs. So don't take from this video that Realm of the Mad God is the best MMO out there, and if you're going to play an MMO, you should only play Realm of the Mad God. I'm just saying, if you want to play an MMO that has lots of combat, and it all works and flows well together, then I definitely recommend Realm of the Mad God. Now, a lot of you MMO fans out there might be thinking that I'm crazy for saying this. Realm of the Mad God is too simple and too basic to be the best MMO, because there's MMOs like World of Warcraft and all that out there, and I understand how big and crazy those games are, and I respect that. But on the other hand, I have a few points that show that Realm of the Mad God just might be the quintessential MMORPG out there. Now, it's going to take some time to explain, but once I do, I think you'll understand. Now, a big thing that makes Realm of the Mad God such a good game, as far as MMORPGs go, is simply the combat. There's so much going on in the combat, and it's comparable to other MMOs, but there's just something all working in Realm of the Mad God. You're shooting, dodging, using special attacks, healing, all that, and you gotta keep all these things taken track of. You can take cover behind certain things on the map. You can hide behind other players fighting, and it's all very smooth and consistent, and the battles are clear. There's enemies. The projectiles, no matter how many of them there are, they're still dodgeable if you're paying attention. And it all just kind of fits together better than any other MMO in my opinion. And I understand why that is. Because even though this is technically an MMO, it does have different servers in a way. So some people out there may say it's technically not an MMO, which I understand. But as far as MMOs go, it works the formula to the best of its abilities. And I understand that it might not be the best MMO as far as things like graphics, story, all that goes. But what I'm talking about here is sole gameplay formula, and other gameplay formulas in this game, they all work out. For example, now I understand a lot of you have preferences for different MMOs besides this one, because there's lots of MMOs out there, and there's lots of better MMOs out there with all sorts of different aspects compared to this game. And I completely understand that. Now, the biggest recommendation I would have for people who want to play an MMO is this game, because it's a really easy way to get into the genre, but it's also a really good game in of itself. And like I mentioned earlier, it's free to play. There's no monthly subscriptions, no initial fee, nothing like that. So it's it's a free to play, fun, quality game that I'd recommend to not only MMO fans, but any gamer out there who's looking for fun, fast-paced action and a fun time. And if you agree with me, leave it in the comments. But if you have a different MMO that you prefer and you want to explain why you prefer it, then feel free to also leave that in the comments. And as usual, if you want to subscribe, it's totally up to you. And thank you guys for watching, and that sucked, but whatever, I'll just fix this. And I'll see you guys in the next video.